Welcome back. So I have a few primarily autos that came in that I wanted to add to the PC. Some ones that I rarely come across. So when I found them on eBay, it was a matter of figuring out the right price. None of them are really expensive items, but it's just a matter of really difficult to find. Um, so that's the majority of the autos. Now, there are a couple which I did pay a little bit more for, but it's primary PC, and when you see them, you'll know why. But beyond the ink, let's just start with a very, very simple Morris Arnovich, George Brace reprint in his New York Giants uniform. Did not have this particular postcard, so figured I'd pick it up. Next up, saw this one listed. I think it was like $50. I jumped all over it. Not only is it because it's a Hank signature and it looked good, there is no authentication with it, but from my experience, the signature looked good. But it was also a dated signature from 1973, a year that I am missing, or was missing, until I got this. So, happy to add another Hank Sig. But that wasn't the only one. Also found, this is a postcard photo when he was with the Indians as an executive. A double signed postcard with PSA DNA certification from 1949. So I did manage to fill that year in. And this one was a little bit more money, but it's in really good shape. Already has the authentication. Did not pay that, but and it has two signatures on it, so really couldn't complain. So definitely have to get both of those Hanks slabbed up. Next up, we have a card from Ehud Omer, Mayor of Yerushalayim, 12th Prime Minister of Israel. Not an incredibly hard auto to get, but someone I was missing, at least in my possession. And this next one is quite interesting. It's an old library book. And up here, you notice that it's signed. The upper left-hand corner. And that is the signature of Eliyahu Galam, who's the chief architect of the Haganah. So this is signed, or this book is dated 1919. But he didn't create the Haganah until a little bit later. So I was very happy to find that. His auto is very difficult to find. I haven't been able to find hardly any comps of anything sold recently. So paid a teeny bit more than some of these other ones, but still completely reasonable by most people's standards. Next up, we have Moshe Kol, and he is a signer of the Israeli Declaration of Independence, which is a project I decided to start, not just the presidents and the prime ministers, but all the signers of the Declaration. So added that one. Checked that one off the list. And this individual is quite interesting. Yosef Almogi was a Haganah commander, World War II POW. So from the Haganah, signed up with the British Army to fight in World War II, being a POW, and then he was later a Knesset member after independence. So really interesting individual. So I was happy to add an example there. Next up, we have Bachor Shalom Shitrit. He's a Declaration of Independence signer as well, and he's also the Minister of Police up until the 1960s. And finally, we have Mordechai Mota Gur, member of the Haganah, IDF Chief of Staff during the Entebbe rescue mission in 1976. But many of you, if you've ever heard clips from the 6-Day War when the IDF retook Jerusalem, you hear in Hebrew, his voice is frequently played there, and the translation is, "The Temple Mount is in our hands." And that is the voice of Mordechai Gur. So, happy to also add that auto as a piece of history. Came with the Hebrew Wikipedia page essentially printed out. So I just threw it on the back. I was happy to add that to the growing Israeli history collection. So again, got a couple of interesting autos, some really tough one, or at least one really tough one, and Gollum. One prime minister, a couple of Hank signatures, which of course, and just a photo card. So that is the haul. That is the autos I've added to the PC, added to the big old binder. Some of the stuff obviously will get slabbed, some will stay as you see it. So that's what I got for you this time around. Until next time, please remember to collect what you enjoy what you collect, and don't let anybody, especially the market or a YouTuber, dictate that to you. And most importantly, have fun. And have fun by being active in this community. So find your way of participating, whether it's making videos, watching and commenting, going to live streams, group chats, going to your LCS or local card show, or simply talking about the hobby with family and friends. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. The more you'll learn, the more your PC will grow, the more people you'll meet, and the more fantastic friendships you'll form. So I thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you again. Have a good one, and bye for now.